Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos and college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs!
And everybody, welcome to the Thursday, September 14th edition of the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Jason Pattison. Thank you all. We are live here at Torchys and Rogers, just off Pauline Whitaker Parkway. You can click on the subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen and like and subscribe to the Hogville.net YouTube channel so you can get all the up-to-date information and all the notifications and shorts from practice, or all the written content, also the videos that we got. Be sure to stop by either of the 2 Torchys locations in Rogers or Fayetteville here in Northwest Arkansas, which happens to be the only 2 locations in the great state of Arkansas. Try their queso that's made in-house fresh daily with the taco of the month, and I do believe it's the trailer park that's this month, Otis. You pair that with the queso and some damn good tacos that will open your taste buds to a whole new world. If you're heading to the game this weekend, which is against UAB, be sure to stop over at the Fayetteville location 2 hours prior to kickoff. That will be the now very first episode of the Arkansas pregame show with myself and Marshall Foreman, former Hog running back. So that'll air 2 hours prior to the first each Fayetteville home game. So Otis, how's it going, man?
Doing good.
I'm going to say what I want to kick this off with a little bit of something I think you guys probably have seen over here on social media. But today is your birthday.
Yeah, it's September 12th, not 14th.
Oh, the 12th. Okay.
You said the 14th, man. You got me 2 days older than I am, man. Come on, days are piling up as it is. Don't want to add to it.
Don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No, yeah, it's my birthday, man. It's another day. It's another day in paradise.
So we got Torchys here, got tacos, queso, chips, salsa. We're going to get some here for the table in just a minute. We got Nelly down the road over here. He's going to be performing at 8:30 tonight.
Well, I can tell you it's damn sure not hot in here, man. I went and got my coat. I mean, Nelly ain't in this damn place, but I went and got my coat. I mean, and I'm hot natured. It ain't hot in here. I believe me. Nelly's up the road. He ain't here.
All right, y'all. So, a little bit later on, towards the end of the show, we're going to have a trivia question for a $25 gift certificate. And the last one that we did give away, we're also going to get that one out to our winner that was from 2 weeks ago. Just had the managing partner from the Fayetteville location, Jonathan. He just stopped by for just a second. He's excited about the new show that's going to be airing Saturday with myself and Marshall Foreman. Here's the thing. You got Nelly down the road. You got tacos here. And if you had a ticket to the show, I'm telling you what, man, you can't really go wrong.
No, not with Nelly. I love Nelly.
Dude.
He's awesome.
Leslie says, happy birthday, young man, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you. It's just another day, like I said, man. I really don't celebrate it. I mean, hey, 2 years ago, I was nearly dead on my birthday, so I'm just glad to be alive. I really am. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful. And I'm serious about that. I don't get serious much, but I'm thankful to not be in the hospital and having surgery and being in a coma for 3 or 4 days and actually know where I'm at tonight,
Good
so
Lord.
Yeah, it was touch and go about 2 years. Well, 2 years ago. It's a little bit early. It was in the season opener against Cincinnati. But yeah, I had surgery on Labor Day, so I was home at this time that 2 years ago, but I was still recovering. But Missouri State was the first game I went to that year. I covered the South Carolina from the house, and Missouri State I actually went to. And
I was starting to wonder if you were kind of pushing a little bit too much there too.
Yeah, I should have waited another week or two, but then I ended up going to Arlington. So yeah, I mean, that's all I ever do is push it, you know. But no, I was okay. I just I probably should have waited another week, but it is what it is. I think I'd have had a heart attack at the house sitting there watching that Missouri State game, man. Thank God for Bryce Stevens. Her Bobby would have one more win in Razorback.
Oh my God, yeah. That is
VP.
That is definitely true. You know, if you guys want to throw up your hog predictions for the game on Saturday against UAB, game time kickoff 3:15. I do believe it's going to be on ESPN or
SEC Network.
SEC Network.
Yeah,
it's going to be the middle of the day kickoff. So make sure to jump over to that. Throw up your score predictions on here as well. We'll go over those, and towards the end of the show, we'll also have a Torchys question of the day. For a $25 gift certificate. We've got Marcus and Jonathan. They're probably going to be hopping on here for just a second. We're going to go over some Torchys info, and they got some great stuff for us. So we're going to be back here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break here for just a second, and we'll bring Jonathan and Marcus on, y'all. And welcome back, everybody, here to the Arkansas football report with Otis Kirk. I got Marcus here. He's the managing partner of the Torchys location here in Rogers. And we'll also talk about the pregame show here in just a minute with Jonathan, which is the managing partner in Fayetteville. So, man, I'm going to tell you what. You guys have been here for a while. You guys have been doing some great things. Tell us a little bit about Torchys here in Northwest Arkansas and kind of what you guys have done with the community.
Yeah, so love to, man. Torchys, Rogers, and just in Arkansas in general, both kind of started up in 2019. Mm-hmm. Fayetteville location opened up in June, Rogers in December, both same year. Obviously, you know, with 2020 coming around, that was a tough spot for everybody. But one thing that we were dedicated on is, what are we going to do after that? You know, really big question that we like to ask is, you know, through all the troubles, through all the tribulations, how do you bounce back? Right? Yeah. How do you make that happen? And great food, you know, awesome customer service, excellent hospitality, and a clean restaurant, I think are the collection of things that you need to create success in the restaurant industry.
And that's what you guys have here in Rogers, also in Fayetteville as well. And I think the biggest piece that you can convey to the folks here in Northwest Arkansas is that it doesn't matter which restaurant you go to, you're going to get the same experience each time.
Exactly. Me and Jonathan have a really good working relationship. You know, him down there in Fayetteville doing his thing, different demographics. You know, he's got his thing with his college kids. Up here in Rogers, more so a family orientation. But one thing that me and him like to do is just being on the same page. If he's going to make a change at his store, if I make a change at my store, we want to make sure that both get applied around the same time. So no matter what store the guest goes to, they can get the same level of quality of food, customer service, hospitality, and they don't have to worry about a favorite store. You know, we try to avoid that.
Also, if you guys want to, the QR code up there on the bottom or the top right-hand corner, that goes directly to the Torchys website here in Rogers. And then whenever we come live on Saturday in Fayetteville, we'll have the QR code also for the Torchys in Fayetteville. So you guys can get great food, also get merchandise, and just check out the website. So Oh, I know you're a Memphis guy.
I'm a Memphis guy.
I know you're a Memphis guy.
Memphis,
Probably-
born and raised, go Tigers.
I mean, probably one of the best looking guys I've ever seen from Memphis. I'm telling you, man.
I appreciate that. You're doing me too much. Blame my parents, man. Blame my parents.
Okay, so Memphis has got a pretty stout test against former Tiger coach Mike Norvell going against Florida State this weekend. I know this is an Arkansas show, but at the same time, you're a Memphis guy. What's your take on what could possibly happen this weekend?
Yeah, so, Mike Norvell going down to FSU, obviously that was a big hit for us. But, again, we just got to focus on the future, what we're going to do. This is going to be a good game for us. If you ask me, I think it's going to be one of our biggest games. One, FSU, real strong school, real good team. Mike Norvell, we got the history there. Memphis has been really focusing on their offense. Got, Seth Hennigan. He's been around for 4 years, doing a really good job. Got a new running back in the game. He's crushing it. Wide receiver core. Really happy about the offense. It's our defense that I'm mostly worried about, but I feel like we'll be able to tighten the screws for the FSU game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that Ryan Silverfield, there was not a lot of drop off whenever he took over the program from Mike Norvell, and he just kind of perpetuated everything that Mike had started a few years ago, and he's done a great job. I think he can contend Boise State for a conference championship this year, which could possibly lead into a CFP appearance.
Hey man, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I always believe in the Tigers. I bleed blue. Sorry, Hogs. I bleed blue. And I'm just hoping for the best for these guys. Like I said, real good strength of schedule this year, and just hoping to get looked at, get noticed by everybody nationwide.
Leslie Byron thinks that Memphis is going to win 27-24 in a kind of a nail biter.
Hey, Leslie, I'm on your team. Let's do it.
Okay, so really quick, Arkansas, UAB this weekend. It's a 24.5-point spread right now. What do you say?
Man, I was looking at the clips of the last two games.
Yeah.
First Arkansas game, killer game, right? Blowout, really good. Second game, I saw an explosive offense. Right out the gate, these guys hit the ground running. They were just, 21 points before the half. Obviously, that kind of trailed back. It took them a while to get going after the half. Nothing really showed up until the fourth quarter. I think if they can put those pieces together, really work as a team, their game against UAB is going to be really good. I got the Hogs coming up top, man. Got the Hogs coming over.
You have a score prediction?
So I'm going to probably, UAB's good, solid team, man.
Trent Dilfer's their coach.
Dilfer's the coach.
Former Super Bowl quarterback for the New York Giants.
Still probably going to have the Hogs coming up. Let me think of that. The score, though, it's a 24-point spread.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's
I got them winning 52-7.
52-7.
I think it's going to be a runaway.
Yeah.
Because after last week, we're going to go over that here in just a little bit with Otis.
Absolutely.
Last week, I'm telling you what, that was a kick in the gut. And as you can see on the bottom of the scroll there, it's exactly what it led off with. But
oh yeah,
you got a score prediction though.
Yeah. So you say 52-7. I'm going to keep it a little bit more. I'll bring it down a little bit closer to earth. Probably like and don't hate me, guys. Right? Probably going to be like if I was being optimistic, maybe like what do you think, 42-17.
42-17. All right, we're going to lock that down. Bobby Swain, Hogs by 70, not 90 like some folks were kind of putting out there for a long time.
We'd love that.
Stephen Ryan's got 77-10. All right, let's bring Jonathan in now real quick.
Sounds good. Thanks,
all right.
Jason.
Thanks, Marcus. All right, we're going to make a quick switch here for just a second, bring you off air. And we're back. All right, Jonathan. He is the managing partner of the Torchys location in Fayetteville off of MLK. Got all of this great stuff on this new commercial that we just put out tonight.
Yep.
Tonight. And it's kind of a coming of both of the stores kind of melting together a little bit.
Yep.
You have your own different pieces. You've got the college kids. Tell us how you're able to cater them cater to them and make sure that not only is the experience great, but it kind of feels like home a little bit too.
Well, you know what? I mean, so I'm from Texas, okay, and I lived in Waco, kind of lived in some other what I call smaller communities, but have these huge, great schools, right? So you kind of have to have a delicate balance of actually catering to both. I mean, you literally walk on my patio, and if I was about 20 years younger, I could be able to hit it with a stone, you know? So it's right there. I mean,
Gotcha.
the stadium's big, it's beautiful and everything. So obviously, you know, whatever we do, we want to make sure that we include those students, right?
Yeah.
But of course, there's the community as well. I mean, that's the reason why I live here. You know, we all live here and everything. So we definitely want to do both. One of the things that we've been getting into lately is like the sororities and fraternities.
Yeah.
Been doing spirit nights with them. I'm doing some donations that I literally just kind of started taking care of the last couple of days. And, you know, definitely some things with the athletic department and so on and so forth. Pretty much any time that somebody from the university says, hey, can you help out? I never say no.
You're jumping.
You know, it's like, hey, what can I do for you? You know,
Exactly.
and then we'll work something out. So.
Yeah. And that's this great thing having a hand in hand partner with the university, because you guys are literally right down the road.
Oh yeah.
And you've got a whole line of restaurants that are lined up right there on MLK, which used to be 6th Street.
Yep.
And you guys are going to open a little bit earlier.
Yep.
For the Arkansas games. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the games are going to be afternoon. We'll still do same time, right? But those games are going to be earlier. We're definitely going to open up like a couple of hours earlier as well. I haven't really kind of figured out how I want to advertise that. So I've only been in Arkansas, you know, for a few months, right? So I just kind of took over and everything. But one of the things that I heard is there's just like this mass, you know, influx of people that walk right by the store.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're thinking about doing is obviously putting up some signage, maybe actually having some of our own staff out there being like, hey, we're open, that kind of thing. So,
and this is also going to help get the word out too, so that whenever we put this on social media, also our website on hogville.net and everywhere that we can broadcast, we're going to make sure that everybody knows that you guys are open, not only open, but open before game time.
Yeah.
So that way that you guys catch that crowd. By the way, you guys have some of the best damn breakfast tacos I have ever tasted.
yeah.
And man, I'm telling
Especially
you,
that breakfast burrito, man. We're selling like, I swear, like 200 of them a day. It's crazy.
that is insane. And also, you know what? You guys need to stop by. I don't care where you park at, lot 56 over there across along MLK. Stop over at the Torchys in Fayetteville. Go check out Jonathan, all the great food that they are producing over there. Also, Marshall and I will be on live 2 hours before game time.
Yep.
So that way we can, have a little bit of a show, talk some football, have some good damn good tacos.
Exactly.
So really quick, Arkansas, UAB this weekend. There's a 24.5 point spread.
Mhm.
Who do you got?
So, you know what? I am 100% going to back the University of Arkansas. Literally, from the moment I've got here, I'm all in, right? So I'm the type of person that whatever community you're in, you're 100% in no matter what. I don't care if they lose every single game for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I will 100% back them, right? I mean, you have to be that way.
Yeah.
So, I was in Austin, do the same thing with UT when I was in College Station. I graduated from Texas A&M, but still, So
We won't hold that too much against you.
right. So, yes, I 100% know. You know what? I will tell you right now, half of my staff comes from the college, right?
Yeah.
And I have an amazing staff, great kids. I mean, they're all super nice and helpful, and they do an amazing job and everything. So, I mean, if they're going to do well for me, I think the least I could do is back their school, right?
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. Okay, so do you have a score prediction for Saturday?
So, you know what? So being the fact that my knowledge of football, because, I used to play baseball back in the day. But you know what, though? What is it? I'm saying I'll kind of be like with Marcus, right? I'm going to hit somewhere in that 40s,
Okay.
mark. So I'm going to just Marcus is a great guy. He and I have a great relationship. So all I know is this: he's never steered me wrong since I've got here. So whatever
Same
he
here.
does,
Yeah.
I'll tell you. So whatever he does, I do, and guess what? Vice versa.
Okay, 42-17. I got 52-7.
I'm gonna back him 100%.
Okay, so you got 42-17
We're gonna do this
also.
all together.
You got it. All right. Well, Jonathan, thank you for jumping on with me today. We'll see you on Saturday. Marcus, thank you for jumping
be
on
there.
as well. Y'all, we're going to take just a small, quick break. Then we're going to get Otis back on. We're going to talk some football because, by God, there is some stuff that we got to hash out because last week was just a huge kick in the gut. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Got it.
And everybody, welcome back. Sorry for that little break there. We're back here live at Torchys here in Rogers. So let's just get right into it, Otis. So you had Arkansas. They won basically the first 3 quarters, 2 of them in dominant fashion. You looked like it might be a runaway, but you didn't quite have that feeling because you knew that Mike Gundy's offense was going to come alive at some point. He's got a very disciplined team. They kind of rode they rode the wave for a little bit and were able to weather the storm. I know I'm using some cliches, but by God, I think it fits. They had to try to win the 4th quarter 3 different times, only just to tie it up to get it over.
Yeah, Arkansas's got to find a way to win these games, not a way to lose them, and that's what happened Saturday. They found a way to lose that game. There was no way they should have lost that game. I had Arkansas 2 touchdowns better than them going into the game. And if you'd read me the stats before the game and not told me the score, I'd have thought they won by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Arkansas was clearly the better team. I've said all along Arkansas is a good team. I said they'd be 8-4. I don't know if they'll go 8-4, but they're a very good team. And that proved it Saturday. And they're better, actually probably better than I thought they were. I mean, that game Saturday proved to me they're probably better even than I thought they were. And I said all along this is a good football team. They got better offensive coordinator, got better quarterback, better running backs, better offensive line. I mean, it's going to be hard to stop this offense. I mean, and, they got to get a kicker. Obviously they're not better at kicker. I mean, with Cam Little gone and, there's a lot, the kid was an All-American at Abilene Christian last year, missed 1 field goal and it was over 50 yards, perfect from 40 to 49. Pressure, SEC football, Big 12, and SEC big-time football gets to you. And he didn't handle pressure well Saturday. And we may see the other kid, but whatever. Somebody's got to step up there and take that role. You don't want 3. I've heard fans say, I don't want 3 points. I want 7. That's fine, but you sure don't want 0. You don't want to come out of there at 0. And maybe sometimes last year they got too dependent on the 3 points, but there's no doubt. But you don't want to come out with 0. You'd rather have 3 than 0. If they've got 3, one of those times in the regulation, they'd probably won the game. Yeah. So, you got to kick field goals, especially the ones makeable. And they even went for a first down, 4th and 5, because they had no confidence in the kicker, and probably rightfully so. Yeah. I didn't like the 4th and 1 call with Rodney Hill. I felt like you should have Braylon Russell, or you can't run your smallest running back. Arkansas didn't play but 37 players Saturday. That's ridiculous. I mean, then Sam talked money about they're going to play more players. Well, sure they're going to play more players. They're playing UAB. Yeah. I want to see what they do against Auburn. Do they play more players or do they go back to their old scared to substitute all preseason? If they can help us win, they're going to play what we heard from every assistant coach and every coach, Pittman and all of them. The first test, they get over there against Oklahoma State, they play 37 players more down at the end. You've got to play people. If you're going to say if people can help you win, you're going to play them, then play them. Don't be talking about do it, and that's what happened Saturday. They wore out at the end. And part of that's coaching on all of them from top to the bottom. And then part of it's just they've got to find a way to win. But they need to play more players, especially when it's hot like it was Saturday.
That's what was baffling to me is that 37 players, they knew that the temperatures were in the mid to upper 80s and probably in the mid 90s on the field. And they had guys cramping up. You've got Braylon Russell sitting on the sidelines. He didn't get in the game at all. You have a 4th and 1, and you've got Jaquindon Jackson, which he was cramping up, but you also have Braylon Russell. And you could have put an offensive lineman out there at fullback, just point to the spot, tell the guy to go hit someone. And let Braylon, I don't know if it's a red shirt issue. I don't know if it's a
Braylon should play. Braylon should play. I just don't think I think they got over there and they felt like they were winning with the players they had, and they were afraid to substitute. And you got if you ain't got confidence in your players, they're not gonna have confidence when you go out there. You got to have confidence in them, and you got to play more than 37 players. Arkansas's got depth. All preseason, all we heard was if they can help us win, we're gonna play them. And I heard that from Mateus on all of them. And then they didn't do it Saturday. So, I hated Sam comes in there Monday talking about they're going to play more players this weekend. Like I said, it's UAB. Of course they're going to play more players. The test will be at Auburn. We'll see how many they play at Auburn. That's going to be the test. Of course they'll play more this weekend. That's what gets me when they make statements like that. We're going to play more. Got to play more. Well, see what they do against Auburn.
Put your money where your mouth is at this point, because this staff does not have any leeway with not only the fan base, but board of trustees as well, that if you're going to not do what you say, then how can we trust you to go back out there and lead this team next year?
Well, it's a good football team,
It is.
but they just need to trust the players and get out there and give them the best chance to win. And they should have played more players Saturday. It's obvious Braylon Russell should have played. I mean, there's some more guys. I mean, if you'd have played Braylon early on and Rodney even early on, you might not have had Jaquindon cramping up so bad at the end of the game, because he cramped up on like the fourth series, if I remember right.
Yep.
And so, you saw it early. So you want to make sure you got Jaquindon Jackson at the end of the game, not at the first. So, you want him both. But, I mean, when he's cramping up, you see it. And, but we'll see what happens. I mean, but they've got to come out, take care of the game. I think they will Saturday. I think it's 45-10, something like that. I think they're going to win. I mean, Louisiana Monroe beat them 32-6, if I remember right, beat UAB.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that good. I think Arkansas will beat them, not like UAPB, but beat them. And but the test is going to be Auburn, man. But Arkansas is a better football team than Auburn. They're a better football team than Texas A&M. And if you can win those, you're 4-1. But will they win them? I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying, in fact, I picked them to lose both those games in my preseason deal. But I'm not saying they'll win those games, but I do think they're better. They're certainly better than Auburn.
Yeah.
A&M, I may be jumping the gun there. Let's give it a little more time. But they're better than Auburn, but I don't know if they'll win.
Yeah.
Arkansas's got to figure out a way to win the game and not lose it. And that's what they've done. They find ways to lose the game. They lost right out of the jaws of victory over there Saturday, man. There was no way they were going to lose that game, and they lost it. And they found, blocking into the punter, I mean, Cross Johnson twice. It's Isaiah Santina. Quentin Jackson takes the off ball, drops a perfect pitch from Taylen. Taylen gets hit. Those are pick six, I don't put that on Taylen. I don't put it on Isaiah either. I put that more on the blockage. And then the field goal kicker missed 2 field goals, very makeable. Didn't even try one in the other time. And I'm leaving out stuff. But, I mean, those are some things that frustrate you, And you've got to get that stuff straightened out. And you win the game. And but you've got to develop winning habits. And that starts this Saturday.
Also, that starts with discipline up between the lines. You saw that there were some really bad penalties. There's three things that I want to cover. I want to cover the penalties first, and then a couple after this. But the first is the penalties. Those were killer penalties. Not only was it giving Oklahoma State new life, it was giving them added yardage after that. That was putting them in position to score, which changed the momentum of the game.
Going WWE on when Xavier and Sori went WWE.
Can't do that.
The Nico Slaughter got 2 pass interference calls right in a row, back to back. I believe they were pass interference. He got 2 penalties back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, you've got penalties and turnovers are 2 things you cannot do, and Arkansas did both. That was my number one thing last week when I put the 5 keys to beating Oklahoma State. Number one was to eliminate turnovers and penalties, and they did neither. And that's a bad combination. You can't win a game like that. You can probably win Saturday, turning the ball over and having a few penalties, but you can't beat Auburn, you can't beat A&M. You won't win very many games for the rest of the season doing that.
This is what,
if any.
And this is what really kind of that wouldn't concern me, but I guess really kind of confused me. You overcame penalties. You overcame a pick 6. You overcame fumbles. 4 total, 2 lost. You had a kicker that wasn't having the best day of anybody in the universe, really. And you put up 648 yards of offense, 300 really pretty much in both of the halves. You gave up the momentum. You actually fought back to tie the game up 3 different times in the second half, lost in double overtime. That really honestly tells you exactly how good this team really is.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good football team. I've said that from day one. People made fun of me. I don't care about that. Because I said 8-4, and like I said, I don't know if they'll be 8-4. They may, that was one game I had them winning that they lost. So there's one down. But but then again, like I said, I had them losing to Auburn and A&M simply because they can't find a way to beat A&M. They lose when they should, and then Breeze has had Pittman's number. But maybe that'll change this year. So
there's a possibility.
I don't really care if 8-4, 7-5, 9-3, whatever. But I'm just saying, you've got to develop winning habits. And if you do that, there's not very many teams on the schedule that they can't beat if they play well. But on the other hand, all these teams, every one of them, except maybe UAB, but even Louisiana, all these teams can beat Arkansas if they don't play better than they played. If they beat themselves, they can't beat these teams doing that. But they can win most of these games. They're not like a team that they're going to play. Somebody might put Texas like that, but that's so far down the road. You don't know who will be healthy then.
You may not be the same Texas team.
Exactly. I mean, Quinn Ewers gets hurt. It's not the same team. I know Arch Manning. I get that. But I'm just saying, that's why I won't say Texas, because that's so far down the road. I mean, Taylen Green may not be available then. So that changes the whole outcome.
It does.
So let's hold off on those teams at the end of the season. But for the foreseeable future, I'm talking about UAB, Auburn, Texas A&M, Tennessee, LSU. There's not a team that listed that they can't beat. In LSU, they'll have an extra week. And Pittman's never lost coming off of a bye week. In LSU, since Pittman's been there, it's been a 3-point game every year. LSU's won 3 of them, and Arkansas's won 1 of them, 16-13 in overtime with Cam Little. But every game's been 3 points. And 2 years ago, here at Razorback Stadium, LSU won 13-10. Arkansas had no quarterback that day. They had no quarterback that day, absolutely none, and they still played within 13-10. So, it seems like you can throw out the records when Arkansas and LSU plays, but they're not – of the immediate games, those 5 that I just named, there's not a team in that Arkansas can't beat if they play well.
Yep. And I want to talk about this for just a second. You mentioned it with Taylen Green staying healthy.
Yeah, it's a big key.
It's a key, but the thing is that the offensive line is going to be able to pick up the blitz, because that's what Mike Gundy exposed this last weekend. Yeah. He was overloading each side. Taylen was not recognizing the blitz. Eventually, it was to the point where they were just coming up the middle. He has got to do one of two things. He has got to be able to throw the ball and just get rid of it. An incomplete pass is fine. If you've got the blitz, live to fight another day. Throw the ball out. Get it out of there. Don't create another interception or a fumble for that matter. I understand that his legs are elite. But the thing is that if the pocket's collapsing around you on one side or the other, you don't want to get flushed into another guy.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to see guys get hurt.
There was one time they're going to I guess it's the east. They were going this way.
Yeah.
I think it's East Westfield, but they were going they were going this way. They're like at the 20, 30-yard line, and he took a sack. So you can't take a sack there.
No.
You've got to throw that ball out of the back of the end zone, because they're not going to call intentional grounding. You throw the ball, you got receivers in the end zone. You throw that ball, even if it goes 10 yards out of that back of the end zone, they're not going to call it intentional grounding. And you've got that back of that end zone to throw it to. Just heave that thing, because they're not going to call it.
That was late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you cannot take a sack there, because that really killed them, man. And it forced the field goal to be longer than it needed to be. And if I remember right, or maybe they didn't try one or whatever. But I just know at that time I said he cannot take that sack. But I thought he did okay. But they all just had some moments where they just, I mean, Savion Sori, 13 tackles, but he had the WWE on the quarterback, I believe was a running back, where he slammed him.
Yeah.
I think TJ, I'm not sure that was TJ. He was the one that chased the guy down. It got free, the back out of the backfield. On that, nobody was covering. And TJ went with the other guy on the double coverage on the other play. TJ saw what happened. He ran across and tackled him.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that was TJ's guy out of the backfield. If it was, he made a mistake there, but he still had 12 tackles. And I'm assuming that. I don't know if that's TJ's guy. I'm just saying it was TJ that recognized it and went after him. Maybe it wasn't TJ. But somebody blew an assignment. It doesn't really matter who it is anyway, but somebody blew an assignment. But my point was Sori and TJ played great, but they still had a mental breakdown here and there. Taylen, Jaquindon, Andrew, of course, I know didn't really have any mental lapses, but
Andrew Armstrong had a great game coming back.
He had a great game, man. 10 catches, 164 yards, if my memory serves me right. He played great. That combination, man, they like the quarterback. They've got a better quarterback. They've got a better running back. They've got better offensive line. They've got a better coach, offensive coordinator I'm talking about, than they had last year. There's no reason for this team not to be pretty good.
The defense held the leading rusher in NCAA 23 to 49 yards. His longest was 12 yards, which was the last
He earned
run
every
of the
yard
game.
he got. He had to earn every one of them. He didn't get
Every
anything.
damn yard.
Yeah, every yard he had to earn. They didn't give him anything.
No.
They played well there. No, that's what I said. There's plenty to be proud of, but it's fair to point out some things that Arkansas did that cost them the game. But there's plenty to be proud of. You can take a lot of good things from that game and go forward 5 games and say they've got a chance to win these next 5 games. Now, will they? I don't know. I mean, they may not win. They may not win one of them. They may not win any of them, for that matter. I mean, I think they'll win Saturday. But beyond that, I'm not saying they'll win any of the next 4, but they can. And then you reset there after the bye week when you play LSU. You reset. You got the second half of the season. But and that's why I said Saturday wasn't a must-win. I said it'd be a nice win, but not a must-win, because you lost that. But what if you beat Auburn? What if you beat Texas A&M?
Both
And
teams
you're
look
going into
beatable, too.
September 4-1.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, into October 4-1. Then all of a sudden that wasn't a must-win. That's why I never bought that was a must-win. I said it'd be nice to win it. It was important to win it because you won't win every game you play.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a must-win.
I want to look at Auburn for just a second. And I know that we should probably be looking ahead. I know that we've got Arkansas has UAB this week. But the reason why I want to touch on the Auburn game for just a second is I kind of touched on it last week, how Cal's defense might create some problems for Auburn, which it did. You had Jarquez Hunter that only ran the ball 13 times, I believe 3 in the first half. I thought that Auburn was going to go run heavy. They didn't. They tried to be the smartest kid in the classroom, and they got beat.
Yeah. My fear in that game is Hugh Freeze seems to have Pittman's number. He couldn't beat Bielema. That was the only person Bielema could beat, but he couldn't beat. He had Pittman's number even at Liberty. But hopefully this changes this year. But I do think Arkansas clearly has the better team this year between those two, and we'll see what happens. That's why you play the game. Hopefully none of the key players get hurt Saturday for Arkansas. Hopefully none of the Taylens, the Quindens, the Andrews, the Luke has the Fernando Carmonas, the Soaries, the TJs, Metcalf. Hopefully none of those guys. The Cam Ball. Hopefully Landon finds his game this weekend. He has not looked good at all, Landon Jackson. But I don't know what's going on there, but he needs to play a lot better than he has.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Nico Davier for just a second, because I'm going to tell you what, that guy balled out on Saturday. Anton Junko was doing great until he got rolled into with that knee. Has Sam given an update on Anton at all?
No.
I didn't know if there was too many updates as far as injuries go. I know that whenever SEC play starts, that he has to start giving out Wednesday reports.
Don't think Braxton's questionable. Marquise Robinson's going to play. He got a stinger in pregame. Kuda's probably not going to play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Braxton's questionable. Hudson Clark's very doubtful. That's what he gave us, by my memory. I may be missing one, but that's close.
Okay.
But he didn't mention Anton. He didn't mention any of the other guys. That's 4 or 5 he mentioned right there. Almost certain that's the ones he mentioned. I know he mentioned those. There might be one more, but I don't think so.
Yeah, honestly, there's supposed to be some great weather this weekend in Fayetteville.
Yeah, it's going to be an 80.
And it's going to be low 80s, upper 70s. And if you're a fan, I know it's UAB, but it's the first home game of the season. Arkansas fans always flood Reynolds Razorback Stadium pretty well first game of the season.
It doesn't matter who they play, just come out and watch them. I mean, they need the support. I mean, there'll be recruits there. There's going to be recruits there, so it doesn't matter who they're playing. Recruits are going to look up in the stands. They see a bunch of empty seats. That doesn't impress them. So, there's nothing else. I mean, you got come on out, watch them play, and enjoy the game, man. It's easy for me because my tickets are free. I mean, my pass is free, so I get that. Yeah. But if you can afford it, go to the game. If you can't afford it, watch it on TV. But there's 70,000 people can afford to go to that game.
Oh yeah, and if you are at home, you've got tickets and you don't want to use
them, somebody, man.
Let somebody else that's got a chance.
Somebody.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I used to do that all the time when I was on Sports Wrap. I'd get people to send in tickets and I'd give them away, man. Yeah. I mean, just give them away. The people who can't, otherwise, there are people who can't afford them.
Yeah.
And I'd give those tickets to, and they would go to the game, and they screamed the loudest and cheered the loudest, like the Lakers games, man. The people who can't afford to go, they're the ones that, the rich people sit down in those close seats. They don't cheer because they're used to it. But the people go get the cheap seats and get in free, or people give them tickets to get in. They're cheering their butts off, for the Lakers. It's that way for every team.
I want to put this up here. Also, I want to throw this out there. If you guys have any tickets that you want to get rid of, you can send us them to Hogville. We will distribute those to folks that cannot go, that would love to go, and we'll get those sent to folks as well. So just let us know. We'll help you with the process. Otis, I want to put this up here, and I don't agree with it, but it's the name that this person has, that he has for his moniker, and this really is just this is just killing me, man. Elmer Fudpucker says, do you think Pittman will be out if they go 0-3 against Auburn, A&M, and Tennessee? Open week is after Tennessee.
I don't know, man. I mean, they go 0-3 and they're 1-4, or they'd be 2-4, wouldn't they? 2-4. 2-4. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I mean, it's like somebody's asking about Odom. I don't speculate on the next coach when they got one, guys. That's not my nature. I know people do it, and that's fine. Follow them, because I'm not going to do that. When you got a coach, I'm not going to sit here and speculate on who might be the next one. If Pittman leaves, then I'll speculate. Until then, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, 2-4, obviously, yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It would probably be iffy, but yeah, I mean, one thing about Pittman, he's never lost after a bye week, so we'll see. I mean, They might let him coach his LSU, but I don't think they'll go. But I mean, they could go 0-3 in that stretch. If they do, it's not going to be pretty. I know that. I mean,
I just think
very well could change coaches, but I mean, I just don't know. I can't say for sure they would, but yeah, it's something possible.
One of the things you have to think about too, and this is what I was kind of trying to point out with the predictions column that I put out this week, and thank you for posting that. Appreciate that. Is that Sam Pittman is 6-15 in his 4 years in one-score games at Arkansas. And that is something that I wouldn't say is more of a bugaboo, but has fans kind of, a little riled up a little bit.
All one-score games are not the same. Just like last year, there was one score against Alabama, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU. Did they have any business being within one score of Alabama?
No.
I don't think. See, Saturday they were within one score of Oklahoma State, and they should have been ahead by 3 scores. So I think I don't know that one has much to do with the other, because last year I felt like they were probably fortunate to be within one score of Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But this year I thought Oklahoma State was very, very fortunate to be within that close to Arkansas. I thought they should have blown Oklahoma State out of the water, off the field. So I think this team's different than that team. So I don't know how much that last year in the 6-15, I don't know how much that plays into it. But one thing it does play into it, it shows you that they find a way to lose instead of find a way to win.
Yeah.
They could have won some of those. Whether they should have been in the game with Alabama and Ole Miss and LSU, I don't know. But they could have won some of those games had they found a way to lose. One thing I heard them against LSU last year is they dominated the first quarter. If you'll remember, they kicked 2 field goals.
Yeah.
They were up 6-0. A touchdown and an extra point. Caught LSU up 7-6. The whole momentum was gone. That's one thing I heard them last year. But I think, I think in the sense that they don't know how to win, I do think 6-15 matters. But on the other hand, I don't know this year that it matters that much, because I think this team is good enough. But they've got to find. It's got to come down though. They've got to find a way to win instead of find a way to. I feel like Saturday they found a way to lose that game, and they can't keep repeating that, because they will be 2-4 like he said, and that's not going to be pretty. I mean, technically, they could change coach if they're 2-4. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. But if not, it's still going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. I mean, it's going to be here we go again. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be here we go again. That's what it's going to be.
So during this week press conferences, I know that there's been a lot of fans that have been very worried about, and we've talked about this as well leading into the season, is the kicking situation. Has Sam addressed that any this week?
No, I mean, I think you'll see the other kid from Hawaii out there to start with. That's my thought. I'm sure he would have given us the standard. They'll be evaluated all week, and I'm sure that's probably true. But it's going to be hard to trot the same guy out there after that. I mean, he's obviously capable of kicking those, because he only missed one field goal at Abilene Christian last year. But the difference of kicking at Arkansas and Abilene Christian is night and day. You're kicking in front of 52,000 fans Saturday. It's going to be 70,000 fans this Saturday.
Yeah.
65, whatever it's going to be. I don't know what the attendance is going to be, but I know there was 52 plus over there at Oklahoma State. Probably going to be 65 or more at Arkansas, maybe 70. I don't know. But it's going to be a lot more people. What I'm saying, it's going to be a lot of pressure on those kids. And
Yeah.
the one that can handle the pressure, the best going to do it. But we'll see. I'll be surprised if the same kicker trots out there for the first. I was surprised at Little Rock that he went out there for the PAT because the last scrimmage he was 0 for 4 and the other kicker was 5 for 5 if I remember right. Something like that. 4 for 4, had a 50-yarder at the end of the scrimmage, and all of a sudden we see the kicker that went 0 for 4 out there to kick the first. I know he was hurt, but still, I mean, how can you ignore 0 for 4? You know, I was surprised he was the kicker to start with. So, yeah, I looked for the other guy to be the kicker Saturday, at least to start with. But somebody got to take that job.
So this is the keys to the game that I've got. I know that you write the 5 keys to the game.
Will tomorrow.
Tomorrow. But one, can Taylen Green handle the pressure and making the correct line calls when he gets up to the line of scrimmage? That's going to be the first one because, I mean, any coach is going to start sending their guys whenever they see – it doesn't matter what the talent level is. The scheme could also play a factor into this too. I don't know if it will, but I want to see Taylen Green take some heat. I want to see how he reacts to the heat and live fire. And is he able to improve from last week to this week to handle it? Because, by God, I know for a fact that Auburn is going to be bringing it.
Oh, my number one is going to be avoid turnovers and penalties, man. I mean, to me, that's the Achilles heel. Is those you cannot have those. All that stuff you talk about is important, but man, if you're going out there and turning the ball over and committing silly penalties, especially silly penalties, it's pointless. I mean, but those turnovers got to end. I mean, especially, they've got to end, and you've got to kick the ball better. And if you can do those two things, you know, can cut down on the penalties and turnovers, cut out the turnovers and cut down on the penalties, and make the kicks you should make, then they should be okay going forward. But that's every week. That's the same to me. Those are going to be the key going forward. I'll keep saying I'm going to add the kicks to it because I just think it's important. You've got to get. I know people want. Oh, we need touchdown. Well, we got to get 3 at least. You know, 3's better than nothing, man.
It is.
Went to Jethro School of Bodine, School of Cypher, but 3 is better than nothing, man. And so, you know. That's all I'm saying. 3's better than nothing, man.
I didn't have the Beverly Hillbillies bingo spot on my card for this week for this show tonight.
Jethro.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to take a break for just a second. We're going to come back with a 2-minute warning. Also, we got the Torchys question of the week, and the winner will receive a $25 Torchys gift card. And we'll be back in just a moment. This is the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk here at Live at. And everybody, welcome back to the 2-minute warning edition of the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Jason Pattison here live at Torchys and Rogers. Make sure to come over here and check out all the great specials that they have with drinks each day. Also, you got the taco of the month, which is the tailgater. We got Marcus over here. He's serving it up. And also, we have the Arkansas pregame show, which airs, and our inaugural. Good Lord, I can't even talk. It's Friday almost, man.
Yeah.
The inaugural show with myself and Marshall Foreman. So make sure to go over and check us out 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Arkansas Fayetteville home game. So, real quick, we want to go ahead and jump on here. First off, we talked about it the first of the show. Happy birthday, by the way.
You bet.
Got a comment on here. I do want to throw up really quick. Well, where did it go? Oh, yes. Our photographer extraordinaire, John D. James. Enjoy your birthday, Otis.
John D. James. John the Baptist. You bet, John. See you tomorrow, man. We'll go to grab it.
That's going to be a fun time, too.
Yeah.
And so with this being, without any further ado, this is the Torchys question of the week. All right. So if you guys have the answer, throw it up there. Not sure if you guys are able to get this one right off the bat, but we're going to try. So if you do not, you can also, whenever we post this on Twitter, the show on Twitter, you guys can go on underneath the show and post your answer. The first one that is correct will win a $25 gift certificate here to Torchys, which is good for any Torchys location in the U.S. So without any further ado, Otis, here we go. How many coaches in Arkansas history have finished with a winning record, and that means where they were at least one game over 500 after leaving the school?
Football.
In football. That is the question of the day. I'll repeat it one more time. How many coaches in Arkansas football history have finished with a winning record, and that means with at least one win over 500 before leaving the school? So if you guys are able to post it up here in the next minute or two, that's great. Whoever gets it up first and is correct will win the $25 gift certificate to Torchys Tacos. If not, you guys do not get it before we get off of air. Make sure to post your answer under the Twitter handle or under the go over to Hogville Twitter. Holy cow. And make sure to post that answer. And then the first one that is correct will win the $25 gift certificate. So 2-minute warning, Otis. Arkansas, you got them winning
45-10.
45-10. What is the most intriguing game outside of Arkansas that you see this weekend?
I haven't even really looked beyond Arkansas this weekend. I don't know. To be honest with you, Jason, I've been focused in on Arkansas, and I talked some national stuff on another show earlier today, but I don't remember who all was playing. I think there was an interesting game, maybe with Southern, or maybe I don't know if Southern Cal was off this weekend, but Southern Cal's a team I'm interested in to see if they're really better than they look. I mean, better than as good as they appear to be. I can't talk either. As good as they appear to be.
I
thought LSU would beat them, and they didn't. So that's going to be an interesting deal there to see. But yeah.
Bringing this up really quick here. All right, so one of the games that I'm really interested in this weekend is LSU at South Carolina. You thought South Carolina was dead against Old Dominion. They go in, they smash Kentucky, and now they're going to Williams-Brice, and they're kind of limping along because they had to score 28 points against Nichols to get past them on Saturday last week.
Yeah. I think LSU will win. I saw you pick South Carolina. I'm gonna go with LSU, and I thought they beat Southern Cal too. So what do I know? But Boston College and Missouri, that was one game that I did talk about on another show today. I forgot about that. Boston College and Missouri. I'd love to see Boston College get that W.
That's going to be Drinkwitz's first real test, and it's going to be
I'd
at home.
love to see BC get them. I'd love it.
And BC traveled last week and beat Florida State in their opener. So I'm telling you, or 2 weeks ago, I do believe. And so, BC's going to travel. Bill O'Brien is doing great things at Boston College.
He's a good coach.
Top 3 rushing in offense and top 3 rushing defense in the nation.
Yeah, he's a good coach. But that was the game. That's a game, Missouri and Boston College, I'm interested in. South Carolina and LSU is an interesting game. I mean, I picked LSU, but then again, like I said, I picked LSU to beat Southern Cal. So, I mean, I could very well be wrong again. And Kentucky, South Carolina started off the season. You think they don't look good, and then they just said they really came on last week. So, it's a different game every week, man. It's just a big game every week. And the SEC, that's what you get, man. You just play somebody every week. I mean, heck, A&M, I think they'll take care of Florida, though.
I've got Oklahoma on upset alert. Tulane just about darn near beat Kansas State. and they travel to Norman. Oklahoma had a hell of a time last week, won 16-14, and I don't know. That one is a very
I'd like to
intriguing
see
match.
Tulane win that one. I'm not an SEC guy, so I know people may think, why is he picking all these 20 teams outside the SEC to win? They don't care if they win or not.
Yeah.
Texas will beat UTSA. They're down.
Yeah, Jeff Traylor. I mean, he's a great coach, but just they're a little bit down.
They've lost a lot of players to other schools. So Vanderbilt, Georgia State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky and Georgia. Georgia will take that one. Ole Miss and Wake Forest. I don't see Wake. But Ole Miss is good.
Yeah,
they're really good.
They're legit.
Ole Miss and Texas are really good.
What's interesting about that Vanderbilt game, Otis, is that Georgia State plays in the Atlanta Braves' old baseball stadium before they moved to the new one that they're at now, and so it's kind of a weird converted stadium. But you don't usually see an SEC team go to a group of five,
right?
Like school like Georgia State. So I don't know. I mean,
You think that?
I think if Clark Lee and his group take care of business this weekend, you might see Vanderbilt back in the top 25, which is the first time since 2012 under James Franklin.
We'll see what happens. Man.
And then you've got last couple. You got the Georgia game. I don't think you can really speak on that one. Or we shouldn't, because honestly, I think we all know what's going to happen
probably
there.
win.
Yeah,
should win. And Mississippi State, Toledo. I'm not sure. I guess Mississippi State, but I don't. Tennessee's maybe the team that's better than I thought they were. That's the SEC team that I have noticed that maybe better than I thought they were. I knew Ole Miss and Texas was loaded. I knew Georgia was loaded. I knew Alabama was good. Tennessee is probably the one team that's better than I really thought they were. That's the one team. LSU may not be as good as I thought they were. A&M may not be as good, and Auburn may not be as good. But Tennessee's the one team I think may be better than I thought they were. And SEC. What's
so crazy too is that so Tennessee beats NC State and Charlotte 51-10. Nico Imaleva threw 2 interceptions. One was a pick 6, and they still roll. He's good. I'm telling you. He might be one of the top.
I just want to see him when he gets in front of 70,000 at Razorback Stadium, though. True freshman.
Yeah,
I want to see him. I'm not saying he won't be great. He may very well be, but I want to see it. I mean, I want to see it. So we'll see.
All right,
Tennessee, I'm impressed. That's the team that's probably better than I thought they were. There's some teams not as good. It seems we're basing this off 2 games too. So I mean, maybe premature on all this talk about better or worse than I thought. Who knows?
I do want to clarify the question that we just posed just a little bit ago. How many coaches at the University of Arkansas? Let me go back in here and look at this again. Okay. How many coaches in Arkansas football history? So we're not looking for a specific one. We're looking for a number. How many coaches in Arkansas football history have finished with a winning record? That means that they were at least one game over 500 before leaving the school. So there's a number that we're looking for, not just a specific coach.
Okay.
So just want to throw that out there for that FYI. So, and Bobby Swain, you are not correct on that one. So keep doing some little bit of research, and the first one that does come up with the correct answer will win the $25 Torchys gift card. So, well, Otis, it's been great. It's been fun, my man, and we're going to get you out of here. And you guys take care and have a great one, and go Hogs.
See you, man.